The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hello and welcome to Open, the show where we bring you the best in New York City, the world, and especially the Bronx, right to you. The best in art, music, entertainment, sports, and more every Friday here with me. I'm Rina Valentin, your Café con Leche and host for the next hour. So stay tuned because all that is coming your way. Now we are officially open. Good morning, everyone, and we've got a fun show ahead. But remember to keep in touch with us. We are very interested in hearing your voice. So visit us online by going to bronxnet.org or tweet us at BronxNetTV, or you can tweet me personally at Rina Valentin. And of course, remember to like us on Facebook. We do have to take a break.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes off the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. The first pitch is fouled into the back.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Disturbing images in the Bronx. In the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, World Vision has sent relief teams to hard-hit areas to assess the damage and begin the recovery process. Here in the Bronx, their warehouse has been damaged from flooding, but that has not stopped them from distributing food and hygiene relief kits to those in need. With us on Skype is Mindy Mizell from the New York Bureau. Welcome, Mindy.
Hi, thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, very tough times here in New York City. I think the Bronx has done an incredible job and maybe one of the better boroughs in the city thus far in terms of handling everything that has gone on. But we wanted to talk about what your organization has been doing, an impressive effort here post-storm.
Oh, thanks. And, you're exactly right. It's really the area that's been doing such a great job in responding, but also it's been one of the hardest hit areas. Our own World Vision facility on Monday was actually badly damaged in the storm. We had the East River that was starting to rise, so we actually had to evacuate our team out of our facility right there in the Bronx. And the team moved into the Manhattan area. The next day on Tuesday, went back, scoped out the damage, and we realized that our own site was 3 to 4 feet of water in the building. So we assessed the situation and found out that hundreds of our relief supplies were actually very badly damaged. So for the last several days, we've been sorting through those supplies, trying to determine which ones are salvageable and which ones are not. We do have hundreds today that are being distributed right there in the Bronx, but it was just so tragic to actually have to walk in and see that our own organization had suffered from the storm as well.
Mindy, teams are surveying areas in New York, Maryland, West Virginia, and Kentucky. Talk me through this process of how you were able to get everything together so quickly, because I know that plans are in place, but when the storm actually comes, that of course changes things, because you don't know what to expect, basically.
Exactly. In World Vision, we really started to develop more of our domestic disaster game plans since Hurricane Katrina. So we actually, on the heels of that, decided to build a disaster headquarters in the North Texas area, because many of our storms that we get and have to respond to are hurricanes that come out of the Gulf, or tornadoes or wildfires that are in that region of the country. However, we as an organization also have a programming presence throughout much of the country as well, and actually do quite a bit of work here in the New York area with impoverished communities, and also in D.C. and Pittsburgh and so on. So when we saw that this situation was going to be more on the East Coast, we started quickly mobilizing a lot of our pre-positioned relief supplies from the Texas area. Those just arrived yesterday. So even though we had a lot of supplies that were damaged here in New York, we were still able to get right back on our feet with the supplies that were coming in from Texas as well as in the D.C. area. The big challenge, though, is the varying needs that are right now existing throughout much of this region. We've got still power outages in the New York and New Jersey areas, as well as the winter storm and snowfall that fell in the Appalachia area, where our teams are now assessing as well. There's a huge need right now, and we really do need more support. And I know we've got so many people out there who do want to help, and I'd say the best way you can do that is to give financially to the organizations that are working right now on the ground. And our website is worldvision.org, but there is a text-to-give option as well. You can just text the word GIVE USA to the number 777-444.
With the damage to the warehouse, Mindy, do you think this will slow down the efforts?
Well, it did slow us down for the first few days, definitely, because that was our product that was ready to go out the door in this area of New York. And so we had to actually postpone our response efforts until we could get relief supplies into this area. We are in the field, as I said today, doing a distribution here with relief supplies, as well as also in the Virginia area. We're up and running with another distribution there. Basically, what we're handing out are immediate relief supplies. So we're talking about kits that have been designed specifically for emergency responses. We have emergency food kits that basically are bags filled with food that you just add water. Can fit only a 5 for a full day. We all kits that are basically toiletries that people need if they are outside their home: shampoo, toothbrushes, soap, deodorant, that kind of thing. The last one are cleaning supplies, and those are in high demand right now because people are needing to clean up some of the flood damage in their own homes. So we have a bucket full of cleaning supplies that we're handing out to different folks who have had flood damage. Of course, you can buy some of this stuff off the shelves, but right now a lot of these items are sold out.
I know that churches have been helping out a lot, too, with the organization being faith-based. You can talk about what their efforts have been as well in this whole process post the storm.
I'm really glad you make that point, because churches are basically our lifeline in this type of response. So the way World Vision operates is that we provide the relief supplies and the equipment and the materials that churches would need to be able to respond in their area. So we basically create a partnership with churches and organizations all across the East Coast. So we're talking about hundreds of potential churches that we would come alongside in offering our relief supplies to those communities. And then there are our arms and our legs in being able to distribute. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get into the field as quickly as we're able to, but we do rely on our churches heavily.
I think the message right now would be, of course, that it's going to take time for all of this to come together. And I know people are estimating that the relief efforts could take up to 3 years around the city in order to get everything back functioning the way it was before the storm.
Yeah, I'm so glad you make that point, too, because that's one of the untold stories, I think, of relief work that we especially are a part of. There is the short-term response, and you provide those relief items that people need within the first 24 to 72 hours, if not a few weeks. But then after that, as the media attention really dissipates, relief organizations are there for the long haul. We have as our motto the fact that we want to be one of the first organizations in and one of the last slowly kind of evolve our response efforts from those short-term items to more the long-term things that people would need. So we're really focused on building supplies as the months come and being able to help families who have had significant flood damage rebuild. You know, with what happened with the recession a few years ago and people still struggling to get back up on their feet, what happened is a lot of people had to make a tough decision. Do you want to pay for flood insurance for your home or not? Many families chose to pocket that extra money because they needed it desperately, but it did impact a lot of families that we're responding to now. They don't have insurance, and many insurance companies don't even cover flood damage. So it's really important that we try to get families back up on their feet with building the resources that they need in the long term.
Many certainly grateful for World Vision. They've done some incredible things in the past. Katrina, $8.2 million provided in relief. What do you think the numbers might be now with New York City?
You know, it's hard to say at this point. As of yesterday, our fundraising totals had come in at $300,000. But obviously, I mean, when you compare how we needed to respond with Hurricane Katrina and the extent of the damage that we're also seeing in this response, we obviously need a lot more coming in the door quickly. I'm concerned that the media window is so short. You know, even though we've had a lot of media attention this past week, that's about to go away after the next several days. We'll still see some media coverage, I'm sure, but it's so critical to get the word out. And, you know, at that point, once the media window closes, people move on to the next big story.
There's going to be plenty of people that are without power for up to the next 2 weeks, maybe more, especially in New York City and Westchester County. And this is something that's going to play a role, I think, moving forward with the holidays from Thanksgiving to Christmas. We want people to get involved. Tell us more about where they can get involved in terms of World Vision, whether it's the website or social media.
Yeah, exactly. Our webpage is worldvision.org. You can go to the disaster fund page specifically by going to worldvision.org/American Families, and it takes you right there. Again, you have the text to give option. That word is GIVE USA to 777-444, automatic $10 donation. We're getting the word out on social media, as you said. Our Twitter handle for the World Vision office is World Vision USA. We're also posting up news updates and the latest information at World Vision News. And then obviously, as communicators in the field who are seeing the latest information, individuals who are staffed here at World Vision like myself, we're also posting up updates. So you can just go to @Mindy Mizell. But many of us are out there trying to get the word out quickly that we still need a lot of help.
Mindy, I know all the questions, of course, center around trying to help others, but how have you been during the storm?
You know, I actually, this was one of the few responses that I actually had to protect myself in the incident too. And so even though I'm prepared to respond, I had to really make sure that I was taking the right measures and precautions going into the storm because I live right here in the Manhattan area. So at the height of the storm, I actually had my own bathtub full of water should the city water supply go out. I never lost power, fortunately, and was able to continue working. But I had a stash of food, stash of water. It's very challenging to get around the city right now, and it has been for the last several days because of all the damage. So it's challenging to get to work, and many of us, and I'm right now at home having to man a lot of our communication efforts because it is so difficult to get around.
I think we understand that the storm is so real. I think some people took it for granted coming in that it might, you know, you say to yourself, well, we're New Yorkers, something like this can't happen to us, and then of course when it happens, it's very, very real.
Exactly, it is very real, and I think there's a little bit of an irony here in the sense that New York is one of the richest cities in the world, and you know, while we are very resilient as a city, we're also surrounded by some of the most impoverished communities in our area, right there in the Bronx. We had a response team in Hunts Point yesterday that was touring around and trying to assess the Bronx area, Hunts Point, and a lot of different areas of New York City itself. And what we found is that, you know, there are pockets of deep poverty. Hunts Point, we realized that is about half the community under the poverty line, and they're in desperate need of resources on a day-to-day basis. You add a disaster like this into the scenario, and boy, these folks really do need our help.
Mindy, thank you for coming on the show this morning, and definitely the best to you and yours. And we hope that everyone gets involved with World Vision. Just an incredible place to start the relief efforts now.
Thanks, and we're also a Christian organization, and I would just ask that you all continue to just pray for us. We have so many teams that right now are nearing that exhaustion stage because we've been working overnights, a lot of long hours. We're also praying for those people who are trying to help and still haven't gotten the resources they need. But many thanks to those people who have reached out to us and given their support already.
Definitely keep you in my prayers and in our prayers. Thank you for coming on this morning.
You bet.
We have to take a quick break.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
My dad's one of the producers. He's there
Bring this sweet.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Open. Reina Valentin here, and we are about to talk about the artist process as I get through JP3's electric guitar. Yeah, we are feeling rock, although they're a blues type of band with the electric guitar. We're going to talk about them a little later. We're going to talk about the artist process Part 2. Yeah, I had to check because this is a Part 2. And it's actually a large mural project taking place in Queens. And, well, with over a dozen artists and live music and dancing, it's sure to be an amazing event. And on the open set with us now are two of the artists, Martalisha Matarita and Jorge Matarita, which I believe you guys are brothers and sisters, right?
Yes.
Well, you're brother and sister, we should say. However, you're both different types of artists.
Yes, and this is actually Tomas Magnon.
Oh, it's your other brother.
My other brother, yes.
Somebody forgot to tell me the other brother was coming.
That's all right, no worries.
But we're a team of 3.
Okay.
So he's here in spirit.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll acknowledge Jorge. You're Tomas, just so I don't call you Jorge. Now, okay, let's start with the fact that this is the artist process Part 2, which obviously means there was an artist process Part 1. Right? And I understand, Tomas, you still getting past artist process Part 1. Can you just share a little bit about what that process was?
Well, real quick, the artist process Part 1, from my perspective, was from a dancer's perspective, mainly the breakers' perspective. And we had like 5 dancers that came by to visit the event, that came all the way from Europe. We had another dancer by the name of B-Boy 360 who had a son, like a 7 or 8-year-old son named Tiger, which was really cute. And he brought a linoleum, which was really small. And while the event was happening in the street, you know, he shared that small little linoleum, and it kind of united all the dancers together. And it was a very beautiful experience. And
I'm trying to visualize that.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting. And just so that we can set that up a little bit more, just share, like I already shared with everybody, there's a dozen artists, right? And then the artists are from different disciplines, right? Yes. You have visuals. So, do you want to go through the whole list really quick so that they get a feel of what we're talking about? Because he just talked about the dance component and there's musicians and all of that other good stuff. Go ahead.
Yes, definitely. The vision stems from an educational point of perspective where I was given the place, 5 Points, a legendary graffiti place, a landmark in Queens. And the initial idea was to unify these amazing artists that came from all over the boroughs. They all are either have great experience in graffiti or in general, and some of them are just beginning. The idea was to break down those walls and influence one another, as well as the live performing, which is the DJ will bring forth a gel-like quality with music as well as with the b-boys, and that was the initial idea, and it was so successful that what happened.
No.
Yeah.
No, this is great because I'm still trying to get the visual of, like, okay, so you have artists painting on the wall, and then you have the DJ playing, and then you have the break dancers, and then you have the drummers, and then you have like new artists with senior artists, and then you have the spray painting and the actual, because you have different types of artists as well in the visual arts component.
Yes, and the letters, for example, they are 7 feet tall and 3.5, 4 feet wide. And each letter, artists will to create imagery within the frame of it. And again, they have different backgrounds. Some of them they have different disciplines, and they all come from different borough, different sex, different religion, and the idea is to unify all that.
Okay, so what is it with the letters? Because the artist process, each letter stands for something.
Yes, the letter, the whole name is the artist process.
Right.
That's the whole phrase.
Right.
And each
so
artist
each person drawing
doing one letter.
Ah, okay. I just
for example,
but then they're doing it whatever style.
Yes. And when you step back, you'll see the whole phrase, but you will see it all decoratively designed.
Beautiful.
You see them all connect from one letter to the next letter, and even though each letter looks different, it looks like one beautiful collage.
Yes.
From a distance.
And that's the whole point, is to, although everybody comes from these unique backgrounds, this mural is to unify that one thing they all have in common, which is the love for creating.
Beautiful. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
This is a full day event?
Yeah, well, it starts at 12 noon and it ends at 5. And
before sundown.
Yeah.
Before sundown.
Yes.
That's not 5. That's 8.
In the summer.
In the summer. So this is pretty much exciting because it really wants to echo the need for arts of different kinds of background, and the youth needs to see these type of things, and I think we are here to educate as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Can I add also that one thing I noticed about the first artist process is that is unifying the different disciplines like the dance, the music, and the arts. Mainly also the 4 elements of hip hop, which is graph, MCing, DJing, and turntablism. By bringing Breakbeat Lou to part 2, the artist process part 2, we're really bringing in that DJ element, because last time we had more of a music producer who shared his music and beats and hooked up whatever sounds the MCs had to the sound system, but now we're going to bring a DJ. So it's actually going to be a 4-element thing and expand it into a community thing where it's not just graffiti artists, it's also fine artists jumping into the whole thing.
I want to add just one thing. That it was such a successful event that there are people flying from California to paint a letter. To participate. And some people come from Buffalo, New York, just for this one day. And I did not know that it was as important as in New York City versus California, for example. And
wow, that's awesome. Congratulations for coordinating such a big project like this. And once again, it's happening June 23rd?
Yes, June 23rd, and it starts from 12 noon until 5, and it's going to be...
sundown.
Until sundown. A legendary 5 Points, Queens, and it should be a really fun night.
And for more information, where can they go?
Well, have a blog where I'm going to write the whole thing. It's maltaliciaart.blogspot.com. Is where you can see the roster of artists and what their information will be, as much as also for photography and photos from part 1, and as well as going to be for part 2.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Tomas.
Thank you.
The Matarrita family, how you like that?
I love
Prepping the artist process part 2. This sounds so exciting. And once again, we want to thank Marta Alicia for putting this whole thing together, because that's a big project. And of course, for more information, you can definitely go to Facebook, because they do have an events page on Facebook. And as she mentioned, she's got the tinyurl.com facebook.com, right?
Yes.
Slash.
Thank
All right,
you.
and yes, absolutely. And once again, that's happening on June 23rd from 11 to sundown, even though they said 5 o'clock. All right? But it sounds like something that you can definitely even bring your family to come and just be a part of. It sounds really exciting. I'm really excited for you guys, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, we got to take a quick break.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
My dad's one of the producers, so he's here tonight.
Bring this sweet.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Our next guest is a growing community-based organization with the mission to preserve, share, and expand the art of capoeira. Here to demonstrate and tell us more about this organization is Abada Capoeira from the Bronx. Let's give it up for them.
Quando o birimbau chamar, vamos vadiar, ioiô. 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 E quando o birimbau chamar, vamos vadiar, ioiô. Quando o birimbau chamar, vamos vadiar, ioiô. Vadiar, ioiô, e vamos vadiar Benguela, vamos vadiar São Bento. Hoje se for pra vadiar na Goma, jogo de fora e jogo de dentro. Vamos birimbau chamar, vamos vadiar, ioiô. Quando 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 o birimbau chama, vamos vadiar, ioiô. Quando o birimbau chama, vamos vadiar, ioiô. Vai, boa, boa, boa. Eu sou a da capoeira, sou capoeira abada. Capoeira, abada capoeira. Quando o birimbau tocar, eu sou, sou abada capoeira. Vamos, vamos, sou capoeira, abada, sou abada capoeira. Quando o birimbau tocar, eu sou,
Nice, nice, nice. Abada Capoeira, wasn't that amazing? All right, so I'm going to give this to you, Jennifer. This is Jennifer Fagundes Sanchez, right? And Coco is actually the instructor, and her husband. So this is a family affair. We love that. And I'm going to let you all catch your breaths, right? This is so amazing to open up our Friday like this. And to see the ladies kick some serious butt. How inspiring is that? Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Now, while Jennifer's catching her breath, I just want to share with everyone that I actually participated in Abada Capoeira through the Rena Gets Lean fitness campaign, which I will probably be visiting them again and hopefully get to their level. I know, it's a consistency thing. It's a consistency thing.
It's not as hard as it looks.
It's not. Yeah, okay. That was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, so do you have your breath?
Yes.
Okay, so just Jennifer and Coco actually run this organization, and it's so beautiful that it's a family affair. Just share with everybody a little bit about Capoeira and what Abada Capoeira stands for, because Abada Capoeira is actually a certain, I believe, style from a certain part of Brazil, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So please share with us.
Well, yes, as you mentioned before, we are a community-based organization where we work to share, preserve, and develop the art of capoeira. We are part of a larger organization called Abada Capoeira. This organization is based in Rio de Janeiro. It's one of the largest organizations, if not the largest organization in the world that works to preserve and share the art of capoeira. For those of you who don't know, capoeira is a Brazilian martial art that was created by enslaved Africans in Brazil over 500 years ago. And as you saw, it combines elements of dance, music, acrobatics, and self-defense techniques into this art form. From what you saw, capoeiristas are not only martial artists, but we also have to be musicians. We have to be singers. And a big part of the work that we do is focused on developing healthy lifestyles through the art of capoeira, through cultural programming, as well as building and strengthening community in where we live and work, which is the Kingsbridge section of the Bronx.
Which is a wonderful thing, and the beauty of it is that there is no age difference, right? Mm-hmm. Because they actually have the young ones in the same class as the adults, which has to be a fabulous family experience.
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of families from parents that work with their children. I have a little girl. She's one. She comes to class all the time.
1 year old and she's already doing capoeira.
We're waiting for her
Can you visualize that little 1-year-old doing capoeira?
Yeah, no. We're waiting for her to get her balance. She's taking her first steps walking, but she's going to be there. She's going to be there.
I'm sure she will, and we can't wait to see that.
So capoeira is definitely something that brings everyone together, brings families together, brings people from diverse backgrounds, because everyone is bonded by the common denominator, which is the art of capoeira.
Which is a great form of workout and, of course, a great way to kind of meditate. There's a sense of meditation that goes into actually working out and moving to the sound of this rhythm.
Definitely. Right. Your movements are dictated by what the type of rhythm that is played by the berimbau. This instrument is called the berimbau, and it's the main instrument used in capoeira. So, for example, the first rhythm that we played is called benguela, which is a slower pace rhythm. The movements are closer to the floor. They're more mid-level movements. And then the next rhythm that we played was São Bento Grande, which is a faster paced rhythm. And the characteristics of that game are more high-level, more of a attack game.
Nice. And now you guys actually are offering classes in Van Cortlandt Park?
Yes.
Right? And actually it's a family affair. Can you share the details of that?
Yeah, definitely. We have free classes that we're doing in the community at Van Cortlandt Park every Friday, 6:30 to 7:30, open to everyone, all levels. It's weather permitting, so I don't know if today we'll be there.
Right, because it's raining.
Mother Nature not cooperating today, but it's
okay. Is it only on Fridays?
Is it only on Fridays? This class is only on Fridays. This free class is from now till August 31st.
So August 31st.
And then on August 5th, we're going to be participating in the Bainbridge Avenue Merchants Association summer festival. That's going to be August 5th. That festival takes place on East 204th Street and Bainbridge Avenue, and we're going to be there from 12 to 5. So come check it out. That's the one day that there are live performances that day.
Nice. So in other words, okay, you actually have these classes that you're offering throughout the summer. Free. We love that word. That's so awesome. I mean, you should really take advantage of it and check it out for yourselves. You just got a taste of it. Obviously, that's a lot of training and development. I keep going back to that. But to see the actual performance that they just did for us, they actually have an event coming up in August.
It's like in everything that you do, you know, you put time into it, dedication, and good things will happen. Most of the students here have been training probably for about a year or so, maybe going on to the second year.
Okay, so how often do you train? How often do they train?
So the classes that we host are twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. But now that we have the classes on Fridays, and we also have classes on Wednesdays in Inwood, they're pretty much training 4 or 5 times a week.
Nice.
Through these classes. And then the own training that they take on their own, you know, during your lunchtime, when you have some time, it's a matter of sometimes when we're in class, they'll practice the instruments, but at home they do the same. So again, it's all the dedication and time you put into it.
Okay, well, I do want to say that you look fabulous for just giving birth to a child.
Thank you.
So this is obviously a great workout, right? Those abs went back to flat. Of course, well, just being a mommy, that, you know, that it becomes an issue, and the fact that you're here with your husband, Instructor Coco, right? I got to work with him. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that you're able to bring your 1-year-old. And I just really, it was really a great experience for me, and I hope it was a great experience for all of you, seeing them perform at the level that they did. And please share your website so that they can obtain all the details that you just shared.
Yes, definitely. The name of our website address is acbx.org. Again, that's acbx.org. And be sure to like us on Facebook as well. It's Facebook AC Bronx. You can look us up by AC Bronx.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jennifer. So I'm going to ask them to actually play us out after I say goodbye to everybody. However, we still have just a little portion of the show, but we are out of time once again.
That's slow. That's slow. That's slow. Look, he's blushing. Seriously. So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes off the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. First pitch is fouled between the back.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back to Open. It's time to shine the lights and dance up a storm with our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Born in the Bronx to Dominican parents, Cynthia began singing when she was 9 years old. In college, she took modern dance classes in theater and is currently working with a record label. Please welcome to our Open Artist stage, Cynthia La Cruz.
Terminó la sonrisa fingida, ya la excusa inventada. Pasó el susurro teatral y el quejido del cumplido te quiero. Falló, terminó de correr por mis venas como un río el caudal de tu amor. Se alejó con su marcha serena a tomar otro sol. Dile a tu corazón que borre las huellas que dejó el pasado, que el reloj que marcó el amor de los dos acaba de parar, cansado. Arroja mi nombre al fuego y olvida todos mis recuerdos. Arroja mi nombre al fuego y olvida todos mis recuerdos. Yo me voy y me llevo conmigo mi abrigo, mi sueño y mi vida. No te doy otra vez el momento de hacerme sangrar mis heridas. Viviré en un punto que ponga lejana tu vida y la mía. Seguiré como reina suprema que arregla su noche y su día. Terminé de engañar mis deseos, de llevar una cruz porque sí, engañando mi pecho, y yo creo que no vale la pena seguir. Dile a tu corazón que borre las huellas que dejó el pasado, que el reloj que marcó el amor de los dos acaba de parar, cansado. Arroja mi nombre al fuego y olvida todos mis recuerdos. Arroja mi nombre al fuego y olvida todos mis recuerdos. Yo me voy y me llevo conmigo mi abrigo, mi sueño y mi vida. No te doy otra vez el momento de hacerme sangrar mis heridas. Viviré en un punto que ponga lejana tu vida y la mía. Seguiré como reina suprema que arregla su noche y su día. Conmigo mi abrigo, mi sueño y mi vida. No te doy otra vez el momento de hacerme sangrar mis heridas.
Bravo! That was so lovely.
Thank you.
Wow. What style would you consider that?
I don't know. I guess it's like a mix of stuff I grew up listening to, which was like blues, soul, you know, Latin music, and I teamed up with this. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Talking to the mic.
No, yes.
Okay, so I just saw 4.
Yes.
So
the floor manager telling us we have 4 minutes.
Okay, so yeah,
just to share with everybody. That's what the 4 was. Yes.
But yeah, so I guess it's just a mix of all that together.
Yes, yeah. No, it's so Pandora's box, right? You know the Pandora's that you actually down. You have like that sound. It kind of loans itself to. I don't know. I mean, I know you're from Dominican descent, but it's like this whole like fusion of Brazilian. I'm like in awe. It's awesome. Thank you. Wasn't she awesome, everybody? Cynthia La Cruz, everybody.
Gracias.
Yes, that was lovely. So are you performing in places like where people can actually listen to this live?
Right now, no. I'm actually preparing to go to the Dominican Republic for a few months and work
on more music and also promote more out there. So we're going to work heavy over there, and let's see. Then I'll come back. And
okay, so how long are you staying out there, like for the summer or something?
Yeah, I'll probably stay up until the end of the year. So probably till December, and then I'll be back in January.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So do you have this on CD, or can people download it?
Yes. My CD is called Borra. Erase in Spanish, Borra. It's actually on iTunes. If you do a search on Google, Cynthia La Cruz, Borra, it'll come up.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm in awe, and yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
It's
no,
great
absolutely. We love showcasing talent like this. We love bringing it to our viewers so that you can see like
those
it's right
opportunities,
here.
because we need that.
Yes,
as
yes,
artists.
yes. And the fact that you're going to DR, you know, this will be online, so you can actually show this online, you know, while you're out there. So, yeah, so you can check out her Facebook by going to, what is it, Cynthia La Cruz?
Facebook.com/Cynthia La Cruz Music.
Facebook, oh, there we go. There's
There.
her Facebook page.
This is Bobby C. reporting from MetLife Stadium, where Week 5 in the NFL had all the makings of a trap game for the New York Giants as they took on the Cleveland Browns. We catch up with the G-Men in our latest Giants Insider. Surprisingly, the G-Men needed a comeback in their 41-27 victory over the Browns. In a blink, the Giants trailed 17-7 before finally snapping out of it. Big Blue reeled off 20 straight points, highlighted by 3 touchdowns from Victor Cruz. Cruz praised the comeback king, his quarterback, Eli Manning.
We understand with Eli at the helm and him knowing what he's doing, the receivers being on the same page, offensive line blocking, we're going to be okay. So we just got to keep plugging away, and we understood that there was a lot of ball game left. I was able to get myself open and do some pretty good things for Eli to find me in the end zone 3 times today, so it felt good.
Running back Ahmad Bradshaw had a career day, rushing for 200 yards and a touchdown. Needless to say, he felt good from the start.
Felt great today. Coming in the game. You know, I was excited because we planned on running the ball a lot, and you know, it's a blessing in disguise. You know, my hat goes off to my linemen. They did a great job, man.
From a career day to a career that is just taking shape, rookie running back David Wilson thanked Bradshaw for getting tired in the win, allowing him to score his first career TD.
The defensive players had angles, but I knew my God-given ability to get me through, and just lifting my knees up, and next thing you know, I'm standing in the end zone.
Former New York Yankees prospect turned NFL quarterback Brandon Wheaton was happy to be back in the Big Apple, at least until the second half, where Manning stole the spotlight and the game right from underneath the rookie signal caller and the 0-5 Browns.
Just kind of continue to be patient, and that's what Eli does so well. I mean, you know, it was, you know, they were down 14-0. He still was checking the ball down. He's so smart with the football. That's why he's such a good quarterback.
Our open artists will be performing at the Jerome Gunhill Bid Fall Festival on September 22nd. Diverse in all aspects of music, she knows no bounds as she continues to captivate audiences with her charisma. Here to perform now is Gigi Lizay!
Hi, everyone. I'll be singing my single, I Belong. Born without a name, lost without a game, hero without a save. That's how my heart is made. A story with no ending, hurt without the pain, scared without afraid, forgive without mistake. A beat without a drum, a verse without a song. I know your mind believes that I'm the only one. I belong with you. without a key, a wind without a breeze, a yell without a scream, a stay without a leave, a mask without a face, then without a break, a prayer without a need, a stay without a leave, a bird without a sky, question without a why. You're the bridge to my life. The truth is in my eyes. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong like a clue that needs a trace, like a room that needs a space. I know your heart can help but see you belong with me, like a bird without a sky, question without a why, a tear without one cry. I feel it deep inside. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong with you.
Oh, that was so refreshing. Isn't that so refreshing? Oh, what a wonderful way to end the show. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
you
you
actually
so
have to speak
much.
into
I
the
have
mic.
to
Yes.
speak into the mic.
Yes, yes, yes. You have a lot of music out there on YouTube.
Yes, I do.
I had fun on your channel. And just curious, do you write your lyrics?
Well, I've been working with the professional music world, so they have been providing most of the music, but we're going to be collaborating. So in the future, there'll be a lot more with me.
No, I was wondering, based on like the topics and just the message that you're trying to get out there.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think that all the music sort of like promotes individuality, which I totally stand behind, and it's about having fun. And this song is obviously a love song, about, and who doesn't love a love song?
Right. Of course, absolutely. And so, what exactly do you see for yourself in like the next couple of years?
To conquer the world.
Yes! Spoken like a true woman. Conquer the world.
Yeah, like I just want to get out there, and sing and just keep on living life and loving it.
That's awesome. And you're going to be out there on September 22nd.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What kind of music are you going to be singing on September 22nd?
I'll be singing my single Ankle Bracelet. So it's a more upbeat and a little bit harder, and it's got some guitar riffs in there, and it's pretty sick. I like it.
It's pretty sick, okay? Spoken like a true lady. It's pretty sick.
Oh, I'm class.
No, I love it. We love it. And now, again, just going back to the style of, are you trained classically?
I am actually. I was trained as an opera singer. So classically trained, and then I went to school for musical theater. So I got a lot of varying.
Okay, so what made you go into training opera, right? Obviously you have the voice for that, and then kind of fuse into this pop. You have like it's very diverse. It's very
Yeah.
eclectic. I visited your YouTube channel and I was like, wow, you've got a nice range.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I think that well, I started off in classical, like as like a young child, and then I've always like been a big fan of like pop music, and I've always been a big fan of just like contemporary music. So it was sort of like that's more where like my heart and soul lies.
Mhm.
While like the classical is just like fun to do because it's challenging.
Right,
so,
right.
But yeah, I think that this is exactly where I need to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome, awesome, awesome.
Thank
and,
you.
and the beauty of it is that you're trained and you know exactly what it is that you were trained to do for yourself.
Yes, yes. And I'm not like injuring myself or anything like that, because I know like a lot of pop singers, you hear about them developing polyps and everything like that. But hopefully with my background and with the training that I've had, I won't be doing any kind of severe damage to my vocals.
So how long have you been out there performing now?
Performing? Ooh, well, as Gigi Lizay.
Yes, Gigi Lizay. I think that's who I'm talking
yeah.
to. I mean, is there anybody else in the room?
For about like a year about a year now. About a year. So
Nice.
it's been a crazy year, and it's just going to get crazier. So
I'm
it's really
sure
exciting.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it's going to be exciting. We're going to keep track of it, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So once again, Gigi Lizay, everyone.
Thank you.
Woo!
And before I leave, I want
Yes.
to thank
Mhm.
Al Pizarro and Mount Fury Hospital and the professional music world. And please, please, please hit me up, Gigi Lizay, Twitter, Facebook. Find me on iTunes. Dance Away was like top 10. So hit me up.
Nice. Congratulations. Dance Away is actually the one. I like the video, too. It's pretty hot.
Oh, thanks.
It's
thanks.
pretty hot. Very, it's down to earth, back to dealing with real people. You know, this video, she's actually like a maintenance person, which is interesting because it's like a woman maintenance person. You know, but I like the concept because there's a reality. There's people who got to do what they got to do in order to get to where they're going.
And then dance away the night.
Exactly. And then dance away because it's all about dancing, people.
Yeah,
That's
enjoy
right.
it.
Woo! All right. Once again, for more on Gigi Lizay, you can check her out on Facebook by going to Ms. Gigi Lizay. And, of course, she's going to be at the Jerome Gun Hill Bid Festival September 22nd. So make sure you check that out.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Keep sending in those Sandy Hero nominees on Twitter and Facebook, people. And once again, I'm Rina Valentin. And from all of us here at Open, happy Thanksgiving. And may the universe provide peace, prosperity, and love. Mwah. Adios!